the levels. Or sorry. Hey guys, this is Goosh Markets. Before I start, anything I do or say in this video is not financial advice. I am not a professional investor. I'm simply recording my views on the market, what I think will happen, just so I can look back in the future. So take everything I say with a grain of salt and make sure you do your own research for your own investments. So it's the 18th of November 2025. BTC just opened a new candle. It's down 90,000. As you can see, it's clearly trending down. And to be honest, I think we will see a trend more. But if you look at totals is the same. The whole market is pretty much down. Ethereum, Solana, all pretty much trending down. And I think they could keep trending more, to be honest. Others D has just gone to garbage, man. We haven't even been close to all-time highs since 2021 bull run. And the question is, will we see another alt season? Or maybe the alt season is over. Maybe BTC, ETH and Sol, the majors only get their run and the all stay behind. Distribution, mark down. Accumulation, mark up. Accumulation, mark up. And people thought it an accumulation, but it's in a distribution. And as you can clearly see, this is a markdown. And as you know, there can only be two market behaviors at a time, either trending, which is like this, trending up, or trending down, or mean reverting, which is like side to side. So as you can see, we are trending. I don't know if the trend will continue or we will go lower, or maybe we start a bottom might form and we might start mean reverting. But either way, if we go down lower or if we start mean reverting now, we will see mean reverting before we see any type of trend up. So be aware, there's still ages left. A monthly time frame, we are still trending. Look, as you can see, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And now we're waiting for this really. And I don't think we will get a monthly candle past below this. I don't think so. But that level is really key. This level, if the monthly candle closes below this, we are done. I think the bull market is over and we're in a bear market. Well, but that doesn't say that we won't go up. I think it's a possibility, even if we do go below here, we will go up, but then the bear market will be done. There's not really any key levels around this area. Maybe we might see another lower high, sorry, but in terms of resistance or key levels, there's not really anything stopping the price from going lower. I think we will test these levels, and if you look at some of the other data I have to show you, that supports the same theory. So as far as I know, I think we will test these levels and then we'll see what happens. Higher low, higher low, just higher low, higher low, lower low, lower low, lower low, and now lower low. It is likely we might see another higher low. We can clearly see from there's a mark down, higher lows, lower lows. You can clearly see we're trending down, and there's not anything that's really the dead cross. we've just seen that. And if you look back in the, here are some models that I think are interesting. If you look at this model, first parallel, previous bull runs you've seen it go highly into the red. But always with these indicators there's some sort of alpha decay. But I still think we will see a bit in the red, like if the bear market continues. If you can see the same with all of these three I'm going to show you. Like testing this one, like we haven't even broken out of the pink one, and you can see in previous we've clearly broken out of that, although alpha decay happens and these models aren't highly accurate. But if you, they all kind of tell the same story, that the top hasn't been in as far as these models. But if you look at price is trending down heavily. But I think as long as we don't break this zone, we're good. Look, it's the same in all three models. I don't think we'll be reaching any of these, but I think the mean is the purple one, and I think that is likely we could see if the bull run continues. As far as these models, we are nowhere near the top. Although I don't think we will hit the bottom of this model either. I think maybe in the middle between where we are now and the bottom. As far as views, liquidity, and M2, look, M2, people were getting very hyped about it, and usually when people get hyped about it and they think it's all fully correlated, it will just stop. But look, not everything's going to be 100% correlated during out the whole bull run. Like, it would make no sense. It would be too easy. The markets love pain. So if you look at M2, it's still going up while price is deviated a lot from it, maybe 2 standard deviations away, 1.5. And I just think it's a matter of time before the correlation happens again. These things aren't going to be 100% correlated during the whole market, but I think over the long run they are mainly correlated. I think liquidity, M2, is a big driver of Bitcoin, stocks, every risk asset. We're almost 1.68 standard deviation, almost the second standard deviation. That's rare to see. But I think we will correlate again with it. Just a matter of time. As you can see here, it wasn't correlated. They're not always going to be correlated, and it just happens between indicators and all of these things. They just deviate from each other sometimes, and then they will regain the correlation. As far as Fed liquidity is gone to the dogs. It's just been trending down. It's been trending down for a couple of months now. And Fed liquidity, this one, like, we're trending down. Look at the futures interest. It's not even at the first standard deviation. I think we need to see at least 1.5 or 2 standard deviations before we can start trending again. I don't think there's enough pain yet. People still believe. The same can be said for this. Usually when the shorts are being paid, the funding rate is negative. A trend begins after it. If you can look, trend, mean reverting, trend. You can see the same for a lot of it. A trend usually begins after the funding, but look, we're not even close to a negative funding rate. I want to see more pain. There's not enough pain. Same with the Fibonacci levels. As I said earlier, the key levels, if you look at the key, there's not any like resistance or key levels like anywhere near. Like even on the Fibonacci, there's nothing near. I think 82k, the true mean, I think that is very possibly hit. I think it's very possible. I think we will keep trending down a bit more. The same for this. I think at least the first standard deviation, I think we're not near it. Like people aren't struggling enough. Usually short-term holders are the dumb money and long-term holders are the smart money. And short-term holders are buying at a high, like they keep on buying, which I think will go even lower. Usually long-term holders are the smart money and they're not buying, they're selling more and more. On the week, it's mixed. Like it's possible we wipe as I said, because we're getting higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. We might see another higher high, which would actually wipe out the liquidations just above price before we go lower. But then on the monthly time frame, look at that, 88. And where does it go? Around 82k. Wipes all the way down to 82k. It's the same here. Starts at 88. And this one ends about 85. Which I think is very possible. I think something like, well, from the liquidations and price action, I think is very possible. So I wouldn't be buying just yet, to be honest with you. Like, there's nothing stopping the price from going on. Liquidations are like a magnet to price. They just wipe it out. It's like when people are doing orders and the liquidation price gets hit, they just all the money gone. So it just wipes. Thought I'd share that. Look, I found this chart interesting too. Bitcoin has had a dead cross today. Note that prior dead crosses mark local lows in the market. Of course, when the cycle is over, the dead cross rarely fails. The time for Bitcoin to bounce, if the cycle is not over, would be starting within a week. If no bounce occurs within a week, probably another dump before a larger rally to the 200-day smooth moving average, which would then mark a macro lower high. Trade the market you have, not the market you want. I think this is key. Look, we all want the bull market to continue. We all do. But the thing is, we don't get what we want. The market does what it wants. The market is a killing machine. It's going to do whatever you want. So you just have to trade the market we have and be smart. I think that's a big key. Look, the sentiment is in the gutter. Nobody's interested in crypto. When there's nothing going on, nobody's interested. People are only interested when the prices are at 300k BTC. No one is in the trenches. No days off. Even when there's no fear, everything is going on. You must show up every day and learn. This is the only way to make it in crypto. Same. Google Trends. Low. Stocks. Hyperliquid is holding up pretty strong compared to other assets. It's not trending too low. It's more in a mean reverse state. But one to look at is Monero. Monero has been trending up this whole time, while everything else has been going down. Look at C has gone down to like 38 and the market cap ladder. It's just gone to shit. Doge, XLM, XRP, everything else. BTC is the dominant major anyway. And I don't think it'll change. But I also want to show one thing. We have been under 50 for the longest time since the start of the PMI. And so I think it's just a matter of time before we go above 50. And when it's above 50, it's good for cryptocurrency assets. As you can see in the last bull run, it went above 50 and we haven't even done that. And I think that's where the bull market will start. If you look at liquidity, PMIs, It's all looking for next year, and PMI is just a waiting game. That's another bit of information that says the bull run continues. And as far as gold, I think being in gold is almost over. I think we might see a mean reverting, or even we might go lower, and I think it's going to switch to BTC. I think BTC will take over. But look, guys, as far as today, that's all I wanted to say. There's not much else to say. This is my first video, so don't take it too bad. But look, I think this is a few possibilities of what could happen. I think we'll trend low, might start going up, but it will. I don't think it will go too high, and then all season will happen, or maybe the bottom isn't. We start mean reverting. We start trending up, and I think the bull market could be over. It's hard to say, guys. Trade the market we have, not the market you want. Thanks. See you next time.